the new seal in. The old seal, see how it's got this rubber portion here? The old seal was, well, all of that was missing. You can tell where it used to be, but it's not there anymore. So I got the new one on. I got to find the keyway. If y'all didn't know, there's two of these teeth that are together, so it makes it one wide tooth, where the drive shaft only slips on one way. Matter of fact, it'd be easier to show y'all. Excuse me, this is unedited. See right there where my thumb is? Let's see. Yep, right there. See how that's wider? That's the keyway. You got to find that on the spline, or this will never line back up. And just like that, no more transmission tail shaft leak. But look what it did. It flooded this. That's why I'm laying on cardboard, and even then it's kind of bleeding through the cardboard. But drive shaft is in, bolts are tightened. Literally took me about 30 minutes. I procrastinated for so long, but you know, I have my reasons. And being a loser is one of them. I don't think I showed y'all in the last video how I ended up doing the exhaust tip. It's just turned down, just like that. What do y'all think? Probably gonna regret that, but for the meantime, I think I do have the plans of going for the Y pipe, tying back into the pipes in 80s. I love the sound too much. It's too great of a sound to not have it on the car, in my opinion. Alright, kind of a nervous wreck. You notice thank you for that. Notice some of the oil up here. Turbo manufacturer recommends you fill the turbo with oil, give it a little spin before you start it. So I got everything going. So we're fixing to look at the first start, or attempt the first start, or however you want to put it. But give me a minute. Wish me luck, guys. Shield stuff, the oil's burning off. Well, I would say that is a successful first start. I mean, didn't have any hiccups, nothing was leaking, none of the couplers blew off. Everything is good. Turbo still spools. Whee! I did notice it is, you know, being a 76 and a cast, it don't spin very fast to idle, but it spools up pretty good. So I guess once we start running this bad boy and seeing what it'll do boost wise, I don't know. But all this is set up for 14. I didn't see 14. Of course, I'm not good. Hey, get on down here. And Walsh tried to stand off. He don't know I got my blicky on me. Anyway, I added more transmission fluid. I'm going to start it back up, check the transmission fluid, make sure it's pulling it in and not leaking it out and all that good stuff. But I would say very successful first start. Alright, turns out I got the transmission fluid freaking perfect. I'm just so darn good. But yeah, it's spooling great. It's doing great. It's reading great even off the supercharger tune, which I didn't expect to be a ton different because it's around the same boost at low RPMs. It's when we get into the higher RPMs, when instead of making 7 psi, it's making 14. That's when we're going to have to look at the tune and, you know, probably dial some timing back and things like that. This setup should be capable of 500, 550, and I don't want that. I want around 450, 475. I wouldn't complain about 480 or 485, but, you know, I want it turned down. So, cannot wait to drive it, see how it's going to do with the road mannerisms. But I did some data logging for startup and idle, and then ran it through the RPMs a little, and I'm going to send it off to my tuner, and hopefully he can look at it and be like, yay, nay, something. We'll see. But pretty freaking stoked at this point. I need to get some hood struts. I'm tired of that bar being in the way when I film. I'm actually very aggravated the way I did this because I didn't know I was going to force induction, so, but that's in the way of the turbo. So every time I'm trying to film it, that's in the way. But yeah, I am beyond stoked at this point. And like I said, I put that transmission seal off for so long. Like, look how much it leaked. And I just kept putting it off. And it was literally, I wouldn't even say 30 minutes. It was probably 20 minutes. It's 4 bolts. You push it that way, drop it, pull the drive shaft out, replace the seal, put the drive shaft back in, bolt it up. I mean, there's nothing hard to it. It's just, I don't know. I was procrastinating for some reason. But I got a lot of mess to clean up. But I'm able to get this car out of the way now. Like I said, go do some tuning and stuff. I would like to get started on my daughter's SN over there, as long as she still wants it. If she changes her mind, you know, I'm going to start building it the way I want it. So, we shall see. I even thought about, if she didn't want that car, sacrificing old Scarlet, putting like 5 lug, doing the spindles. It'll set out a little bit further, but if I'm doing a drift car with them wheels, it'll look great. And actually, the floor pans on that car would actually somewhat work in there. The seats from an SN95 bolt straight into a foxbody and all that. So the floor pans are essentially the same. There's minor differences that you can make up, but if I wanted to get to that, I mean, I for sure could. I don't know yet. But yeah, I'm really wanting to get started on this car. And I just got so much stuff planned for everything all at once that just having the time is the main part. I thought that would be a lot harder. Like this right here, this has been running for a while, and I can put my hand on it. Now this right here, this is a little warm. So the hot side, if we get about 1,000 degrees or so. When you're running it hard, this gets anywhere, 200 to 300 degrees, which will burn the crap out of you, but at the same time, it's not unheard of. So, I might put, if I can find a way to route it, I might put the vent back up to blow air on the housing and cool it off. I kind of like that little effect. But when the hood's down and I'm driving, these vents will be right here. It'll be pulling the air out. I think it'll be good. My wideband seems to be reading great. I was afraid that the pin on the harness, if it didn't get a good solder, and also I extended the crap out of it, so I didn't know what was going to happen, but it's reading great right here. I realize I'm rambling, but I am so excited and have a million things going on right now. Like I said, I spilled oil on this because the manufacturer recommended I pre-fill this, so took that off and filled it. And this is a journal bearing turbo. It is not a ball bearing turbo. That means it's don't have a restrictor in it. So fill this up, spin it, get it used to having oil in it,
and then hook it back up, start it up. Like I said, it spools just fine. Not worried about anything there. I might have to adjust the idle now because I got more of a whistle, but I got to figure out something here too. Now I had an idea, but of course, in my typical fashion, I have lost my idea piece. But basically, it had a cover covering this, and I thought, what if I just use that outer edge to mount there? Well, you'll have to see. Eventually, I'll find it, and I'll show you what I'm trying to do. Well, guys, what do y'all think of the turbo build? Yeah, I got y'all way up here so y'all can get a better view of what's going on. Like I say, I am beyond stoked. I cannot wait to start driving this car. I cannot wait to start hearing the blow-off valve and the turbo noises. I come from turbo background. So, little backstory for those of y'all who haven't been subscribed very long. Yeah, I grew up, pretty much my first fast car was a 95 Eagle Talon turbo all-wheel drive. Now, I had Camaros and Firebirds before then, but the 305s are not fast by any means. So, I had a 95 Eagle Talon turbo all-wheel drive. It wasn't super fast. It ran 11.9 at, I think, 119, 120 or something like that. The mile an hour indicated it could have ran faster had I got a better start, but regardless, it had a Slow Boy Racing T28. I mean, it was a fun car. And if you don't know what a big T28 is, it was bigger than a 16G or a 20G turbo, the way Slow Boy built it. Like, it was crazy. It spooled super fast and made good power. I had HKS, the smallest cams. I think it was 262s. Nothing crazy. Again, it was just a fun car. Because of that car, I got the nickname Turbo Pat. Everybody called me Turbo Pat, and I didn't know this for years. For years, I didn't know I had a nickname, Turbo Pat. And then one day somebody's like, "Hey, Turbo Pat, I haven't seen you forever. What do you drive now?" Who? Turbo Pat. That's what everybody called you. News to me. Fast forward, I got my first foxbody. And it had TMOS ported intake with the Comp Polymers bread box on it. It had Thumper E7 ported heads. It had an E303 cam. It had 373 gears. It was a 5-speed. Just basic bolt-ons. Car was fun. And for around this town at that time, it was fast. It was quick. Like, people knew about it. So then the people that just meeting me in my Mustang, I'm Mustang Pat. So this is kind of fulfilling the prophecy. Now I'm Turbo Mustang Pat. I put them together. They're combined. Turbo Pat, Mustang Pat. Now I'm Turbo Mustang Pat. A little long, but you get the point. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is the Mod Addict, and I'm out of here.
Turn around, I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars, I won't turn around. I done made it this far. Look back now, that wouldn't be too smart. Shoot for the stars even when it gets hard. Put my faith in the Lord with the 16 bars, I won't turn around. I won't turn around. No matter how far I go, I'll never come